Hello everybody, today we are going to be taking a quick look at this new LED system. So LEDs are becoming more and more common on the mini quad racing scene, one because it looks cool and two because it really helps with the viewership so that the spectators can actually track the quads more easier. So this Chroma LED driver was designed and programmed by two friends of mine, Matthew Evans and Brett Collis, and with this single button programmer we can actually choose what we want our LEDs to do, whether it be flash in a particular way or choose a certain colour. So the design is very simple. On one side we have a variable voltage regulator, and then on the other we have the brains along with the momentary switch. And part of its simplicity is that we only need one switch to actually choose our colours and our programming mode. It's nice that the LEDs are sold separately from the driver itself, just in case you actually have a bunch of programmable LEDs already. But if you don't, you can buy a strip of 24 like this, and it also comes with all of the necessary cabling that will wire it all to your quad. The driver itself is capable of programming up to 25 LEDs, so choosing about 24 is quite good because you can then cut them down into 4 groups of 6, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here. So you may notice that the LEDs actually have arrows there on the top, and this just shows you the signal path. So you're going to solder your cables on from the left, and the signal will then pass through from the left to the right following the arrows. So for the purpose of this video I've soldered on an XT60 so you can see how all of this is wired. Just on one side we have our positive and negative. Then coming out the other side we have number 1, which will be our signal, which will go to the central rail on the LEDs, and then we have our positive and negative, which go on the positive and negative on the LEDs, and it's as simple as that. So on first power up, you probably noticed that only 4 of the LEDs are actually active. To activate the rest of the LEDs in this series that we see here, we need to tell the LED driver, and it's as simple as holding down the button for 2.5 seconds. And once you've held it down for 2.5 seconds, you'll notice that LED 1 lights up red. Now we can just press the LED button several times until we've got all of our LEDs lit up. That will give us our full 24 programmed LEDs. I'm going to hold the button again just for a few more seconds just to let it know to save that. Now you can see that we're actually using all 24. So currently we're in this strobing left to right mode, and the colour setting is set to rainbow, so it's actually changing different colours as it's strobing, and you can completely configure this however you want just by simply pressing the button for a few seconds. So the menu works like this. A quick press on the button will have you changing through the colours from rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, pink, purple and white. Holding the button down for 1 second will then change the effect, so you can have line, fast line, thruster, solid, glitter and off. And as you saw earlier, if you hold it for 2.5 seconds then we can actually program the amount of LEDs. I would say it takes around 30 to 40 minutes to fit the LEDs properly into your quad, but once they're fitted you can see that they actually look quite nice. So when I wired these LEDs up to the LED driver, I actually wired each LED strip individually to the LED driver, so that's 3 wires each from these LEDs to the driver itself. And then I held the button down for 2.5 seconds and selected 6 LEDs, so you'll see that they are actually all mimicking each other. So here's a quick demonstration on how easy it is to change the colours. I'm just pressing the button quickly and then we can cycle through different colours whilst it's doing its particular mode. So here we can see, I think this is actually called thruster, this one, when it shoots out from the inside to the outside. We've got our solid lights. Here I've chosen the colour blue and I'm going to put it into the glitter effect, so hold it down for 2 seconds to select a different mode, and we've got it glittering away. The next mode after glitter is actually off, so if you don't want to run any LEDs you can simply hold it down and turn it off. Hold it again for another 2 seconds to start the mode menu again. So I mounted the LED driver on the rear of the quad. I simply ran a zip tie through the heat shrink and then shrank it all down together and done it up tightly between the 2 posts. But you can fit yours however you want to, this was just the easiest for me. The driver itself can run up to 6 cell, but apparently it's not recommended. Most of us are going to be using this on 3 or 4 cell anyway, which isn't going to be an issue. So I'm pretty happy with these LEDs. It really does make changing your LED colours and modes very simple with that one button. I'm very happy with this system and I'm looking forward to actually getting it out and showing some people. Also, the price point for these LEDs and the driver isn't too bad when you consider that I was spending around £20 for the Sky Hero ones, and those particular ones weren't as programmable as these. If you have any questions about these LEDs or the driver unit, then feel free to ask them below or to visit the website KoreKoncept.co.uk. I'll put a link in the description below. But that's it for today's video, guys. If you haven't already, check out some of my other videos, especially my last video when I was flying in an abandoned factory. But that's it for now. Thank you very much. I will be back soon.